Hi there, and welcome to the network's Web Presence Wednesday. I am right now flying solo. Donna's on the phone, so there will be no sound check. We are just gonna hope that it works out. Um, so today, normally we would just shame you for not having your digital real estate put together, but I decided I'm going to change gears a little bit and not shame you. But you know who you are. Get your shit together. Um, Today, I was thinking that I would talk about how. Hang on. Let me get this trash. And, so it stops beeping. Um, uh, how we can positively affect our web interactions with consistent and steady interaction with our customer base. I've gone over this a few times before, but it's been a while, so I guess now would be a good time to go over it again. Um, Being present for your business. It's one thing when you are a giant multinational company, and despite being giant multinational companies, they still give off this "we are your uh, corporate family" vibe in their advertisements. They will tell you, "Oh, well, you know, we treat you like your family," and well, if you understood how corporations treat you, you would be horrified in how they treat their family. But this is the language that they use to make people care about them, whereas a small business owner has a much better method to go about, because they can be a lot more personal with their efforts than a corporate interest can. You can train your for a corporation. You can train your customer service staff to be nice, kind, courteous, and very flexible with corporate policy when it comes to handling guests, but or customers. My old corporate language. um, but when it comes to uh, a small business, 99% of the time, your customer service is yourself. You are your only employee. You are um, the employee that's in charge of all the ordering, as well as all of the customer complaints, and as well as maintaining your store, be it online or a brick and mortar. Uh, Curating your content if you are a content creator, creating your art, displaying your art, advertising your art. Everything falls on your shoulders. So it is a very busy life, but it is a life that gives you an opportunity to have a close personal connection with your customer base. And this is very important when it comes to um, uh, having any leverage over a corporate uh, competitor. A corporate competitor will be a very large business, uh, multi-million, multi-billion dollar business that has many moving parts, and 9 times out of 10, anybody in an ownership position cannot be bothered with direct customer interface. You'll see like photo ops, you'll see every once in a while they'll pop up, but for the most part, you are dealing with middle management, you are dealing with customer service, which isn't even management, and that, regardless of how personable they make those people try to be, they will never be um, in the same position or have the same impact that you as the business owner will have interacting with your customer base on a one-on-one basis. The problem corporations have is a problem of scale. If you serve 1 million people, you can't have a personal relationship with 1 million people. But if you have 100, 200, maybe even 300 loyal guests, you can have a very close personal relationship with those people and maintain that relationship for the life of your business interactions with those customers. These people are going to be your loyal return customers. They're going to buy stuff from you even when they don't want to buy, mainly because of the fact that they see who they're helping, they know who they're helping, and they know that despite the fact that your products will, on average, cost percentage points more than a corporate product, their money goes directly towards sending your kid to school with clean clothes and food in their belly and their lunch. It pays for the roof over your head and the roof over your children's head. And they know this. Whether or not they say it, they do know it. And that has a great amount of impact because it gives a lot of social feel goods that generally just aren't there when you're dealing with corporations. Even if you are giving to the corporations charities, corporations often collect charity money from their customer base, which does give the customer base a feel-good thought process. But the customer base could just give the charity on their own and get the tax write-off on their own, as opposed to giving the giant corporation a tax write-off, since everyone seems to be up in arms about how certain entities are not paying as much in taxes as they think they should. Of course, that's a whole ball of wax I'm really not going into today. Today is about small businesses and how their customer service can be more impactful than a multi-million-dollar machine. The thing is with forming that personal relationship is that you have to actually be vulnerable, and that's a very difficult thing for a lot of people who are business owners, because they're so used to saying, I got it, I'll do it myself. And you have to let your customers know that you are in fact human. You are not some sort of machine that just produces, and in return, these customers are going to also allow you to know that they are themselves human and not just consuming machines that don't have any feeling, emotion, or whatnot. Once that bond is made, it's very difficult. I mean, it's very difficult to break it as long as you take the minimal amount of care on that bond. Now, granted, there are always going to be those customers who take advantage. There's going to be customers who are like, oh, well, I've shopped here for the last year. I deserve a discount. Well, those people really don't have your best interest in mind, and that relationship wasn't really formed properly. You do have to set boundaries. You can't just relationship your way out of business, if you understand what I mean. So with all of that being said, you have a distinct advantage. How you treat your customers, that you know who your customers are, that you know their names, that you know they have family, and what those family members mean to them. You don't necessarily need to know every customer's children's, grandchildren's, great grandchildren's, parents, grandparents, great grandparents' names. That is a lot of information to try and keep in your own head, but you should absolutely know which customer is which, and what each one of their names is, and if they prefer to be called some sort of nickname, know what that is. Um, if they if there are things that are particular about them, know those particularities. If someone goes, well, I want to buy this, but I want to use it for this instead of that, you should know that, and you should take note of that. Remember, if you've got to keep notes, definitely keep notes. Doesn't matter. Just make sure you get yourself like a little Rolodex, put the cards in it, and as you interact with these customers and get to know these customers, keep notes about them, so that this way, uh, if they're on the phone with you and they go, yes, I'm James Smith from 2 weeks ago. I purchased a widget, uh, and I was thinking, I have this widget. It's great, and I see you have cogs and sprockets as well. Um, you know, this is what I want to use it for. And you write that down. This is what he uses cogs and sprockets for, because you never know when someone else who's going to be just like James is going to come by, and if James has feedback, that's a customer service win without ever meeting that second customer in the first place. You didn't even meet the person that's going to need that information. And, as long as you collect it, and I know it sounds super cringy in the world of data collection by social media, but this is a little different. You're not selling this data. You're using this data for market research purposes. Because at the end of the day, that's what these personal relationships are. They are your market research. They are going to let you know your customer base that you have a personal relationship with. They are going to let you know what works for them, what doesn't work for them, what they like, what they don't like, how how they're using your product, and in what way can you possibly improve it for the next customer. How you can possibly inspire the next customer to come and make the same purchases that the first customer did. These are all important things that you can't get with blanket surveys spread across corporate advertisement. It doesn't work, because you get too much conflicting information over millions of people, because you don't get accurate information across millions of people, and because that information has to be reduced to the least personal level in order for it to be of any utility for statistics. And then statistically speaking, that information can be complete and total crap, for lack of a better term. Well, I guess that is about all I really have to say, since there is nobody here listening to me and I'm just basically talking to myself in a circle. Let me do a quick recap, just in case someone decides, oh, when's Harry going to get to the fucking point? Well, guess what? Here is all of the point. As a business owner, you have an opportunity to have a very close personal relationship with your customer base. Your customer base will do more for you than millions of dollars worth of administration, advertising, and employee training will do for a customer service liaison, for middle management that which will be in contact with your customer base. As a business owner, you're the face of your business, and your customers will know who you are and want to know who you are and want to know your story and want to know all about you. And in turn, you will want to know all about them, how they feel about your product, how they feel about the utility of your product, how things could be improved. All of these things you could you could send out surveys, but it's not personal, and therefore it's not really it doesn't really have that same utilitarian value. It has a statistical value. If you wanted to send us to a group of investors, oh look, we're doing the right thing, the statistics say so, or oh look, this is what we want to change because the statistics say so. But it's not going to help you on the one-on-one business call with a customer who wants to do something similar to what another customer had done. You have to have that knowledge of that other customer. It's the goose that lays the golden egg. Having the knowledge of your customer base and having that personal relationship. The golden eggs come in the future, and you just have to be patient, wait for them to pop. So there you go. Get with your customers. Make them into loyal customers. And you will reap those benefits well into the future. This has been The Network. Thank you for coming by. If you do watch this on a replay, if you are not watching it live, which since there's nobody watching this live, I'm going to gather anybody who watches it is going to be watching it on the replay. Just give me a hashtag replay in the comments, either down there. Well, I guess it'll all be down there because it's not live. Or unless you're watching it on Facebook, then it'll be over there. Let me know what you think. Let me give me some feedback. I'm always willing and open to having feedback on what I'm talking about. I'm not the authority. I'm not the end all be all of marketing or business or selling yourself or any of that stuff. I'm a learner just like everybody else, and I learn all the time. If you think anybody that has their own project, business, what have you, could benefit from this information, feel free to share it with them. Feel free to direct them to the network and get them in on some no-cost promotion, because we are more than willing to help every single small business owner and owner-operator and content creator and artisan and skilled service provider and all of that jazz. If they're interested in some no-cost promotion, I am here with open arms. Thanks everybody for coming by, and enjoy this musical interlude as we say farewell.